Okay, so today we're going to be discussing honestly, in my opinion, a pretty fun pod this time. We're going to be discussing an email that was sent out to parents in the New York City school district by a gentleman named Barnor Hesse. It was titled "The 8 White Identities." It was to help parents better understand where they sit on the white privilege hierarchy, I guess, and it's interesting. It's an interesting list. So we'll go through them and define each one of them and kind of figure out where we sit with in this 8 white identities hierarchy. So where this it goes from red to green. So we'll start with the red. Those are the really bad white people, like, just horrible white people. And then green are like these, the great white people, like almost like Jesus type stuff. So we'll start with the red, and we'll work our way through the yellow and over to the green. So the first group of white people are the white supremacists. I guess we kind of assume that, right? They're like the racists, stuff like that. But so how they define it was clearly marked white society that preserves names and values white superiority. Now, I'm yet to meet one of these people yet. I hear about them all the time. Supposedly everybody's a white supremacist these days. Donald Trump was a white supremacist, and everybody that went to the Capitol was a white supremacist, and any Republican's a white supremacist. And I haven't met any of them. I've met Republicans, but I've never actually met anyone who's like, I hate all black people. Just haven't. I mean, maybe it's just where I live. I don't know. I live in Houston, Texas, by the way. You would think I would have met some, but I haven't yet. But maybe we'll get there someday. The second on the hierarchy, still a red, still a bad guy, is the white voyeurism. People that prescribe to white voyeurism. These people wouldn't challenge a white supremacist, desires non-whiteness because it's interesting, pleasurable, seeks to control the consumption and appropriation of non-whiteness, fascination with culture. Example, consuming black culture without the burden of blackness. So these would be, if I'm getting this right, so they're not white supremacists, but they also don't dislike them. Like they'd hang with them. They just aren't going to agree with them. But they really like rap music, and probably were super jazzed when Eminem came out. That's basically what I got. That's it. The next one is white privilege. Now they're right on the cusp of yellow and red. So you're not horrible because you can't really help that you have white privilege, but you are still bad because you have white privilege. So white privilege may critique white supremacy, but a deep investment in questions of fairness, equality, under the normalization of whiteness and the white rule, sworn goal of diversity. I don't know what the hell he's talking about there. Not gonna lie, that one, I'm not really sure why he didn't just say white people that, don't agree with crazy white people like, Nazis and KKK people, but at the same time, they really dig, that they got some advantages for being white. That's kind of what I got out of it, but I guess it's up for debate. Next one, and now we're getting into the yellow. Now this is the, you're not bad whitey, but you're not a good whitey, but you're not bad. You're all right. These people are the white benefit whiteys. So these people are sympathetic to a set of issues, but only privately. They won't speak about it. They won't speak or act in solidarity publicly because benefiting through whiteness in public. And then it says that there's some people of color are in this category as well. So basically, we're at a weird point. So this person, you can be white benefit, but you can be a black guy or woman and be white benefit. So basically, what I gather from this one is if you don't march and you don't, burn and loot and yell out Black Lives Matter and say all white people are horrible if you're a Trump supporter and you're black. So if you're a conservative and you're black, then you're a white benefit black person. And if you're a white person who's conservative, but you're not like racist, then you're a white benefit white person also. And it goes with Asians and Hispanics and Indians, everybody. And basically that one's if you're a conservative, but you're not like KKK white person, then you're a white benefit white person, no matter what color you are. So that's that one. Then we got another in the yellow. That's the white confessional. The white confessional has some exposure of whiteness takes place, but as a way of being accountable to people of color after seek validation from people of color. Now this one's interesting, okay? So the white confessional, that's a ton of you on Facebook. That's a lot of people on Facebook. This is the woke culture right here. So this is that group that, like the politicians, all the Democrats, when they all took a knee and wore like African garb and stuff like that. They're the white confessional white people. That's what that is. So this is like the police that were taking a knee and all that stuff. This is not me. I'm not taking a knee to anybody ever. Like, I'm not bowing to another human being. I'll bow to God and that's it. That person, that's the kind of like obnoxious like white person who like got really, really into the whole like I'm gonna stand up for everybody, yay! That's that person. That's the loud one. Now there's parts of that I do agree with. Like when the stuff happened with George Floyd, I did reach out to a lot of my black friends because I had personal worries for them. They're people that I love and that I care about. So if something like what happened with George Floyd were to happen in front of me and it was a good friend of mine, like for instance, I was speaking with my friend Brandon. If something like that were to happen with Brandon, as I told him, I would love to believe, and I do believe in my heart, that I would stop something like that because it shouldn't be happening. We're all Americans. I don't believe in color. I don't believe that we should be naming people even, Mexican American, African American, any of this stuff. So for me, it's just really a person thing. But there's a huge group, man, it was like, I'm gonna be out and I'm gonna fight the power. I'm that guy. I'm gonna save everybody. That was the white confessional, man. That's most people. That's a good one. Next one is so that's the last of the yellow. So we're getting into green now. So now we got good white people. So the good white people starts out with white critical. So white critical white people, they take on, it says bold critiques, but I'm thinking that they mean broad critiques of whiteness, and invest in exposing, marking the white regime. Refuses to be complicit with the regime. Whiteness speaking back to whiteness. So this is the person that's a bit further than where most of the Facebook people are. This one's like I'm white and I'm going to tell you how much of a shitty white person you are from me because I was a shitty white person and now I know it and now you're a shitty white person still and I'm going to tell you about it because you need to stop being a shitty white person. You need to be this white person that I've become. That's that guy, and we all know that guy, but there's not a lot of them. I mean, that's more white confessional is kind of more where everybody's at, but white critical, you find a few of those where you're just like, what's wrong with you? I don't mean what's wrong with you like that you care. I mean like what's wrong with you like trying to yell at me about the exact same thing that we're going through. It's just stupid. The second to last one is the white traitor, which I find this to just be insane. The second to last one is the white traitor. Like that is such a bad thing to be like. I mean that's as bad as being like I'm a white supremacist, like my tiki torch and all that shit. You don't want to be the white supremacist guy, but you also don't want to be the white traitor. That's just not a good word. I do not like that word at all. I don't want to be called a traitor for anything, at all. Well, that's what they call these people. They're the white traitors. Like, that's tough. So I don't know anybody that would want to fall into that description, but that one is the white traitors are actively refuse complicity, names what's going on. Intention is to subvert white authority and tell the truth at whatever cost. Need them to dismantle institutions. So that's the Antifa person. That's who that is. Like, you probably don't know any of this person, because this person is batshit crazy. Like, this is like the dude coming out of mom and dad's basement. You know, he's got dreadlocks, but he didn't mean to grow dreadlocks. He just doesn't shower. Birds making fucking nests in his hair and shit. That's that guy. That's the white traitor guy. You know, he's like, I'm gonna burn down this building. I'm not sure why. You know, but and then when you ask him, he's like, black problems. You know, he just makes some shit up. You're like, what the hell's wrong with you, man? You're fucking nuts. That's that guy. You probably don't know him. If you do, get rid of him. That dude's gonna get you in some shit. The last one is the white abolitionist. And that's why I said, like, white traitor should be the last one, but white abolitionist, that sounds so much better, you know? The white abolitionist is, they're into changing institutions, dismantling whiteness, and not allowing whiteness to reassert itself. So this person's like Rachel Dolezal, if you remember her, like the lady who went to a black college, passed herself off as being black. She headed the NAACP, and they thought she was black. You know, and then she got busted, and she like refused to admit it for a while, and then she finally did, and we all realized both her parents are white. And this is like that person who, like, I mean, they have good intentions, but they're just like confused. Like, they don't even know what they are anymore. You know, so that's that person is there. So they're trying to change the institutions. And I think in reality, Rachel Dolezal, she had good intentions. I mean, everything I've ever heard from her, she was for the cause, man. She was just, you know, little batshit crazy. Like, she genuinely thought she had turned into a black person. It's like, you know, she couldn't just handle just being an ally, I guess. But that's the 8 stages of being white, according to professor or a teacher in New York City schools. I don't know how I'd react if I got this emailed to me, if I got a list like this. I don't know if I'd be like, if I'd call the school, you know, if I'd threaten somebody, or if I would just laugh, or if I would just be on here just talking to you guys about it, or I have no idea. Like, because this is intense. Like, I mean, you're making a list of 8 characteristics of white people without really having any like background to like make a list like this. I mean, like, you're not like a professional. You're not like Sigmund Freud, you know, or some shit like that. You're just some random freaking teacher who decided to make a list of like 8 reasons why you suck. It's basically it, and then had the balls to actually send it. Like, that's the craziest shit. It's like, who would think like, this is a good idea? Like, these people are going to react to this just fantastic. No one's going to react well to this, man. Like, it's crazy to me. But, and I hope you enjoy. I hope you enjoyed this one. I enjoyed this one. I thought it's freaking comedy gold to me. But that's where we are. If I'm gonna put myself somewhere on the list, I'm gonna put myself in like the white benefit, where I'm sympathetic to some of the issues. It says privately, I'm pretty open with everything I say. So I mean, I don't hide anything. So if I'm sympathetic to something that's going on, then I'm pretty outward with it. I'll just tell you. But you know, I'm not gonna take a knee for anybody. I'll tell you that much right now. So that's it. The 8 White Identities by Barnar Hesse.